Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast. My name is Benton, a part of the Ball Chat family, along with mi familia. Come on, Junior. Wagwan. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Arsenal is at the bottom of the barrel. I am doing wonderful. But Junior, Manchester United had a mixed week. How you doing, Brethren?
I'm good. I'm perturbed, but I'm good.
All right, we'll save that energy for the actual show when we get to discuss Manchester United and other major news in the world of football around us. Football lovers, if you join us on Flow Sports YouTube page, Ball Chat YouTube page, or Facebook, you can join the discussion. It's a live and interactive show. We have a special guest joining us who's going to take active part in the show. He's a huge fan of football. His name is Danny with Small World Soccer. Danny's doing a lot of work in terms of highlighting lower leagues in the US. We'll talk to him about some of the work he's doing and Small World Soccer. Danny, how are you doing, Brethren? How is it going?
Oh, man. I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I am psyched to be a part of Ball Chat.
Yes, welcome. We love the work that you're doing, highlighting what's going on with NISA and the US UPSL and USL League 2. So we'll discuss that with you, football family. We'll have ballers and bugs highlighting the most impressive players of the week. We'll have a recap of London Derby as Arsenal. Brethren, all the Arsenal fans need to step forward and let their feelings be known. Therapy session when we get to the London Derby for the Arsenal fans. We'll set up Champions League games coming on the pipe. Big game, as RB Leipzig will play Manchester United. We'll preview that game coming down this week. And we'll have Women's Football Report along with Yawd ballas highlighting Jamaican players overseas. So without wasting time, let's get to it. Danny, Small World Soccer is focused on lower leagues. Why lower league? I know the EPL is a big thing, but why do you feel the need to highlight the lower leagues?
Well, listen, first of all, thank you for saying Small World Soccer in such a fun accent. Like, literally, I want to start calling it Small World Soccer. Like, it's so much more fun when you say it, so I appreciate that. But
I'll come on the promo for you. I'll come to the promo.
Dude, if I could pay you, if I wasn't a broke college student, I would believe that. But no, so Small World is, like you said, focused on the lower leagues of American soccer. And I started it as a school assignment. So like I said, I'm a student in college, so not necessarily overly qualified to do anything like I've started to do. But I had a school assignment. I'm a public relations major at Lipscomb University in Nashville. And so one of our first assignments for one of my intro to public relations classes was to start a blog. Yeah. And I said, well, I've never started a blog. What on earth am I going to start a blog about?
Yeah.
And I knew it had to be soccer. I'm soccer obsessed. And I know you guys say football. If I say soccer, sorry.
No, you're good. You're
good. In the U.S., I feel like football is more authentic, but I might slip up and say soccer. But either way, it had to be soccer. But I didn't know what to write about because so many people are already writing about the Manchester United, the Premier League clubs, the LaLiga clubs, teams like that. I wanted to do something a little bit different that people didn't know about and that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, there's so many other leagues here in the U.S. that I know nothing about. I feel like a lot of other people don't know what these leagues are about either. And so I did a little bit of research and I'm like, man, there are so many really cool clubs in this lower league scene that will never get a chance to rise to the top because, as we know, America doesn't have promotion and relegation.
Yeah.
So I said, man, no one's ever going to know who these clubs are. Why don't I just write about them? And so that's what I've been doing for the past year and a quarter now, since August of 2019. So I've been writing a blog. Now there's a podcast. There could be a YouTube channel coming soon. So it's grown way. I mean, I thought 3 people were going to watch the blog and listen to the podcast, and like 2 of them were my mom. But really, a lot of people have really caught on, and it's crazy because I knew absolutely nobody in that whole community, and I had never written about soccer before. I just knew the game and took the time to do the research and get in touch with these people, and they've been so welcoming. Just the fact that anybody has taken the time to write about them means a lot to them because they know that a lot of these clubs have something really special going on that a lot of people just didn't know about.
Yeah.
So for me to just step in, even though I wasn't very experienced, just to be able to provide them with some kind of voice has been exponential. So it's been so much fun to get to know all those clubs, and it's been awesome.
Good stuff, because we've highlighted Valia FC, which is in the lower league. Valia FC president was on a show earlier episode of the show sometime this year. And we're familiar with C's Jamaica, who also plays in the lower leagues here in Georgia. And myself and the big midfielder Junior have also played in those lower leagues. So in the lower league, you will oftentimes see former players, you see aspiring players, college kids. You will see that. So it's definitely a good thing. What do you think about the quality of soccer that you're seeing in this lower league now in the landscape of things?
Man, it's so funny you mentioned C's Jamaica, because I was just at a match in the UPSL Atlantic Caribbean Division last night, watching a match between Jinja FC and LSA Limeño, both in the same conference as C's Jamaica. And those were two fantastic soccer teams. I've been watching UPSL, especially this year, all season long. There's a lot of really good players, like you said, some that have formerly played professionally. Jeffrey Otto is a Ghanese player who was playing for Atlanta United for a long time, and now he's on Jinja FC. So, I mean, this is not just just players that they found on the street. These are some quality soccer players. And I'll tell you, as much quality soccer as I've watched in the lower leagues, that match between Jinja and LSA was the highest quality soccer that I've seen that's not professional soccer probably in my life. It was a lot of fun. It was chippy. It was everything soccer should be. A lot of fun, a little bit over physical, but I kind of like that. That's what makes it exciting for me, and really skilled players. And that it's crazy because C's Jamaica is second, sandwiched in between them in the table. So they're just about to start the UPSL playoffs. C's Jamaica is going to get LSA in the first round. And then the winner is most likely going to play Jinja. Jinja had a completely undefeated season, 14-0. So they're a very, very good club. But C's Jamaica are right in the mix. They could really challenge for that title and go pretty far in the national playoffs. That's a fun league for sure.
Yeah, and Junior, and come on, we want C's Jamaica to win, right? Because we know the ownership. Come on, and Junior, what do you have to say about the lower leagues?
Maybe. I know, because I'm in Maryland. So we have the Maryland Bobcats.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the game as yet, but I was trying to get a jersey, so we're trying to work on that still. But I do know, because some of the players on there, they've played college football. It's college soccer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It gets confusing with college.
Yeah. So I know some of them, and I think one of the biggest disappointments for me is that they don't have promotion or relegation, because sometimes you watch soccer and you're like, okay, how did you get to play at the highest level? And then when you go to see some of the Sunday leagues and you see some players and you're like, oh my gosh, if only they would, So do you think we'll ever see promotion, relegation, or are we just going to be the $100-and-something million buy-in all the time? And even if you suck, like the team I support, DC,
Say it louder, come on. DC United is bad.
I was about to say, you're in Maryland. You got the DC United jerseys behind you. I don't know.
Terrible. I mean, but please, Atlanta wasn't anything to talk about this year either. So
Don't worry, we have Gabriel Heinz coming into town, okay?
So do you think that we will ever see promotion or relegation, or is it going to be a pipe dream? Because people have been calling for it. And I think, because we watch the English Premier League, we watch the other leagues, and we see how it helps. So do you think we'll ever see that?
Oh, man, I'm always so sad when I hear this question because, like you said, so many people are calling for it, especially in the circles that I write for and that are running these clubs like Maryland Bobcats. In fact, I need to talk to Evan Ramis because I've had him on my own podcast. I got to see if we can get you a jersey because they are fantastic. That would be awesome. But, clubs like that, they're really well thought out clubs. They've put so much time and effort into putting really good players together. There's so much availability there. They're running the club the right way. And like you said, they just don't have the opportunity to move forward. But the reality is this is America. And just like anything else in America, soccer is very money driven. So as fortunate as that is, it's kind of been the reality since soccer's been a thing here. I think the possibility exists to create a soccer league kind of parallel to MLS that could be equally as good, if not better, it's going to take a lot of time. But what I really don't ever see happening is MLS deciding to add promotion and relegation, because those investors, like it or not, have put in way too much money to be able to risk going down to a lower division. It's stupid. I hate it, but that's kind of the reality of the situation. Now, could a league like NISA, that's kind of open system and more geared toward promotion and relegation, could they create something that's almost a rival to MLS? Maybe. That's where a lot of our hopes and dreams are as far as promotion and relegation happening. But it's a long way out, and it's still a small league right now. So could it happen? Yes, I hope so, with all of the hope that I have in my heart. But it probably won't happen for a long time, if it ever does.
Yeah, well, you know what? And that's a good point, though. With the lower leagues, they should put together a pyramid system, because you don't buy a team for $100 million for the USL or the other low leagues. I mean, that would really be a good way to grow, soccer in America, because grassroots, it's just like, it's not the FA Cup. What do we call it? It's on the tip of my tongue.
The U.S. Open Cup. Yeah.
U.S. Open Cup. I know there was this team called Cristo or Christos or whatever.
And they're in Maryland too.
Yeah, and they would fundraise and sell pizza and everything, and they would beat teams. They would beat teams in USLB. So, I think if the lower leagues would come together, like we could promote people from the grassroots, I think it would grow soccer immensely, because they are players. And I do know when you talk about, soccer in America as being money driven, you never, and I've seen this because my son played academy, and I've seen it where the best players aren't always the ones who can go to the academies, because they just can't afford it. So I hope that someone's listening and says, we can put together a pyramid relegation system in the lower leagues, and eventually they can move all the way up to USL and then have a breakout season, and then hopefully an MLS team or a team, overseas will just come in and swoop and take that player.
Yeah, and it's sad to have to think that we have to hopefully they go overseas, hopefully they go to a country that actually does soccer right. I wish we could say, hopefully they get seen by somebody here and they get to move up the right way. But we can't say that because they're not doing it the right way. So it's sad, because so many people want to play here in the U.S. They want to play for their local city, their state, their local league. But they can't, because they're not going to have that opportunity. Like you said, you just outlined it. Maybe they'll get a shot and somebody listens to them and they'll get a shot on a USL team. And if they're at the very top, then maybe they get a chance to be looked by an MLS team, and maybe they get signed there and just sit on the bench. And by that point, they're 24, 25 probably. And in soccer, that's kind of halfway through your prime. So, I mean, it's crazy.
Awesome. My kid's
it's
24.
Insane, right?
I can call him old. Yeah, and that's true, because, for example, you have Marco Rubio, right? I think that's his name, Marco Rubio. He has traveled. He went to Mexico. Now he's at San Diego, Landon Donovan's team. And he came, even though there was this condensed season in USL, he really had some good games. So you're sitting and you're saying, okay, Marco Rubio can actually make an impact on a DC United, on a FC Cincinnati or something, but then it's just not, we're just not sure. So we're like, okay, why didn't you get Marco? Well, we want to sell jerseys or we want to sell tickets. So it's just crazy, and it's frustrating when you want to really watch quality and you just have to watch something else. And I know, because DC is my...
And that player is Marco Ruben, right? Not Rubo.
Marco Ruben. Sorry, Marco Ruben.
I was gonna say, man, if Marco Rubio is playing soccer, then I need to do more research.
I don't know Marco Ruben. Okay, sorry. Marco Ruben. Yeah, he's a young player and a good player. Who really needs a home. And then if he has a good season in USL, it's not, a guarantee that he's going to move on to MLS. And that's kind of sad.
All right. Good stuff. Junior, do you have any questions for Danny, or should we jump? We can just jump to ballers and bugs real quickly.
Just keep up the great work, Danny, because you're bringing light to a situation where a lot of people can see as an opportunity to play the sport that they love, and also get an opportunity to be seen by a higher ranking team or a different division team, not MLS, but probably NWSL or the National League, and then work your way up. So keep doing the good work, keep bringing highlight to the leagues, and maybe midfielders like Jeremy and Samuels that's watching right now, or Jeremy and Levy, when they're in Tampa, even though they're old, they can probably recognize their ability.
You never know.
And but seriously, is a good thing, and we love the work that you're doing.
Yeah,
thank you so much, man.
Because we ourselves have played in the lower league. Roll back the years. All right, Danny, we're gonna switch. Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
No, so you're super keeper.
Yes. All right, we're gonna segue from a brief discussion with Danny about his coverage of the lower leagues, and it's somebody who we're fond of the work that he's doing, and we ride and support the work, and we'll continue to highlight it on Ball Chat. Let's segue to Ballers and Bugs. Danny, you're the guest. Ballers highlighting the impressive players of the week. We had a lot of games. Who do you have as your ball of the week, Danny, and why?
Oh man, that's so tough. I watched so much soccer this week. I was very excited about the Bundesliga match this weekend between RB Leipzig and Bayern Munich. I know people hate on Leipzig because they're kind of the Red Bull club, and there's so much. It's so anti-Germany the way that they've done it, and the Bundesliga has a lot of tradition. I know that, but just from a sporting perspective, they play such good football. I mean, you just look at the people that they've put together, and you're like, who are those people? Like, no one's heard of them. Like, it's this dude from Finland, like Olmo or something, and then like Yusuf Poulsen, and players like that. And it's like, who are these guys? And Nkunku also was, and in fact, that's who I'll go with. Nkunku was he the guy who scored? I mean, it was a brilliant shot. I think it was the first one, the opening goal for Leipzig. And I mean, it ended up being a 3-3 draw, an important goal. But that entire squad is a really underrated team. People sleep on them, and people hate on them for good reason. But just watching them, it's such a good team to watch. They play really good soccer. I mean, I love that kind of like attacking possession type of soccer where, I mean, it's possession but with intent, right? I think in Atlanta, Frank de Boer had a very possession-minded idea, and it was terrible because it was super defensive. It didn't work for our players, and I hate it in general.
All right, Danny, do not send up my blood pressure about Atlanta United.
I'll shut up, I promise. But no, Leipzig, the entire squad, those are my ballers.
All right, RB Leipzig is the ball of the week for Danny. Wonderful work, Julian Nagelsmann and the RB Leipzig as they drew 3-3 with Bayern Munich. RB Leipzig is sitting second in the Bundesliga, 2 points off the top. Come on, we know you have a lot of ballers. Who do you have as your baller of the week?
Well, you know so. All right, so Zaha, I have to give it to Zaha because he had a good game today. Came back from COVID, and he had his wife had a baby, so he was out for a minute, but he came back and they trashed. Who them trash 5-1? I don't even know the other side.
West Bromwich Albion.
Them trash a DB side 5-1. So I have to give it to him. Then don't always say Lampard need to start the Frenchman. Any old Lampard start Tommy next game, I'm going to fold up my Chelsea jersey and put it on my draw bottom. Giroud needs to start all right. We can't say every game because he's old. But Giroud should always be our number one starter. He's a very, very good player. Chelsea on the whole had a good performance. So we'll give him a shout out. You know, I don't want to pick up Lampard, but him get a small, whatever. Pool, you see, when VVD got injured, Pool fans who not go church, who went to the police station and reported a crime against Pickford, you can rest easy now. You know, Liverpool is showing why they're champions and why Klopp is one of the best, coaches in the English Premier League. Relax. You guys won 4-0, even though it was just Wolves. You guys had a good game. Spurs, top of the league. Come on now. Who saw this coming? Nobody. I always call that one-man outfit. But name me a better duo than Son and Kane right now in the English Premier League. They are on fire. And I have to give a special shout out to Bruno. I don't like Manchester United, and I don't want to have to say it, but Bruno is a game changer. If Man U don't want him, Chelsea will take him. So those are all my ballers. I hope they catch all of those. If you want me to repeat, I can do it for you. But those are my ballers.
Come on, it seems like we need to.
My ball of the week is AC Milan. It's just that simple. AC Milan. Everybody else is nothing.
Junior's like.
Not even Manchester United.
AC Milan is my ball of the week. The player coach Zlatan Ibrahimovic has brought that team out of the doldrums.
Oh yeah.
The mafia is back in charge. I need to say that out loud.
Hey,
it is what it is. The mafia is back in charge. AC Milan is back. They have a number 10 shirt waiting for Leo Messi.
Oh, Jesus. Calm down. Get the ball out.
Imagine Zlatan and Messi in the same team.
No.
It would never happen.
Wouldn't work.
So, Junior, your ball of the week is AC Milan. And football family, that disclaimer about the Mafia is back. Those are the views of Junior Pringle and not the views of Ball Chat Podcast. Quickly, my ball of the week is Cadiz FC. Cadiz FC defeated the soft soap Barcelona 2-1. Cadiz FC, Barcelona is bad, really, really bad. And I want to say ball of the week also to Yeon-Min Son. I know if I didn't give Yeon-Min Son a specific ball of the week, Jimmy the Korean would be very upset with me. So I'm going to have to give him ball of the week to Yeon-Min Son. He scored a sensational goal. He scored just as many goals as Arsenal outfit. 10 goals in all. Big up yourself.
I knew you were trying to say that. That's deep. That's wrong.
Big up yourself. All right, let's get to the bugs of the week. Come on. Who do you have as a bug of the week? One bug, come on.
Arteta and Arsenal. I mean, like complete and utter ridiculousness. What we saw on the pitch today was shambolic at best, and I don't know if Arteta is going to survive. Arsenal looked terrible. They looked. What's another word for?
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
So Arsenal and Arteta, Sebastian Haller. That's how you pronounce his name.
Sebastian Haller of West Ham.
Manchester United. They were good, but he missed a couple of chances that would have maybe changed the direction of the game. Even the one they play on turf. I mean, like his foot got stuck in the grass. The groundsman need to get his salary docked if that's the case. But he was on the stick and the ball fumbled up, and that was just ridiculous. And Barcelona, Koeman and Barcelona. When I heard Koeman say that Griezmann is a striker, when I heard him say that Griezmann is finding his form, coming into his own, rounding the corner, turning the bend, that's how I know that Barcelona is a patty shop, and not even the good patty, not even the one with the ackee and the starfish, the one with 1 spoon of beef and no cheese. That's what Barcelona is.
Come on, save some of the bugs for the rest of us. Danny, who do you have as your bug of the week, family?
Well, first off, I have no idea what you just said. I'm assuming that's some kind of food. As a resident white person in this podcast, no idea what that was.
So it's a patty shop is just poorly run, bad, inefficient, ineffective of what it's done. It's equivalent to a McDonald's.
That is helpful. I do know what McDonald's is. But,
so who do you have as your bug of the week, Danny?
I mean, Barcelona was my choice as well. Obviously, losing 2-1 to Cadiz is never good. I will say Cadiz has been impressive, beating both Madrid and Barcelona this season. That's pretty. But I mean, everybody else, they're trash. So I mean, it's not like they're good. I think both of those teams are just underperformed against teams like Cadiz, who they should be beating.
So but Barcelona have lost the game 2-1. They could have gotten about 5. I mean, Cadiz striker missed sitters.
No defense at all. I mean, there's no way you're only scoring 1 with Messi. With so many players in that attack, there's no way. There's no way you should be scoring 1 goal, and there's no way you should be conceding 2. Who even can score for Cadiz? Nobody. They've signed no one.
And the dinosaur Alvaro Negredo, formerly of Manchester City, scored. 90 years old, scored for Cadiz. So
he might be older than Zlatan.
Yes,
I don't know.
He might be older. Junior,
That dude has been forever.
Junior Pringle, my brethren, who do you have as your bug of the week, family?
Yo, Andres Villas-Boas was supposed to be the dumbest coach ever in the English Premier League. And he has been supplanted in the same weekend. We have one coach who don't know if he wants to be a GQ model or if he wants to be a coach in Scott Parker. The dumbest coach in existence. You don't know football. You were a wing back. You need to be a chicken wing. You're the dumbest coach ever. You never, ever, ever go to Manchester City and press them. You just don't press Manchester City. So there's an ad for the insurance ad when it's supposed to be an out-of-paid actor and he can't read his lines. That is what Scott Parker looked like. You look like a unpaid actor trying to be a coach and don't even know your lines. So Scott Parker, number one. The next one is Mr. Benjamin Button himself. The person that we used to call the babyface assassin. Yes, you were the babyface assassin. You're still babyface, and somehow your football knowledge seems to be regressing, and you are getting younger. What is Benjamin Button, right? The movie where Brad Pitt get younger, or he's older get younger. What's the name of that movie?
I'll take your word for it.
I think it's Benjamin. That is him, because Ole 15 years ago would have substituted Fred against PSG at halftime, but for some reason. When we get older, we get more mature. When he gets older, he gets dumber. You have a must-win game now against RB Leipzig Tuesday. You have to play your strongest team because you threw away the game against PSG. You put out a semi-strong team against West Ham, a top 5 team in the Premier League, and you have to send out your strongest team at halftime. And oh, by the way, Marshall hurt, Cavani hurt, and you have a must-win game coming up Tuesday. Oh, and then next week you have the Manchester Derby. The dumbest coach, Andres Villas-Boas, take a bow. You have been the dumbest coach ever. We have 2 new dumbest coaches.
All right. Wow. Therapy session for Manchester United fan, and we haven't even gotten to the game yet. My bug of the week, this weekend the EPL and the Championship or football in England allowed fans back in the stand. But I want to give a bug of the week to some of Millwall FC fans who booed and jeered the players who took a knee against racism, the anti-racism gesture. Brethren, if you guys want to boo and jeer, stay home. So those fans will get the bug of the week. I didn't miss them. I definitely didn't miss them. All right, let's get to a recap in some of the major games that took place this week. All right, Junior, we have any comments on the chat that you want to go ahead and read out?
Big up to Iraq Entertainment saying, "How dare you? Arteta is better than Lampard, according to Arsenal fans."
Okay, I was like, you need a sarcasm font, sir, when you're saying all those things.
Shout out to still saying Zaha, not Giroud. That's for come on. Reggie.
I said both sell. I gave Giroud 1 to sell.
Reggie is saying Baller is Mo Salah with a goal and assist. Jermaine is saying Barca is in shambles. Reggie's bug is Arsenal, his Arsenal, especially Arteta. He's stubborn in changing in tactics and cannot get the players to play in the style he wants. Also, William is reckless.
No, that's feckless, sir. Feckless, sir.
Aubameyang is absolute zero-level cool, and the midfield overall lacks creativity. Dalton,
oh my God, Reggie, tell us how you feel, Reggie. Tell us how you really feel.
Dalton is saying, bug of the week, usual suspects, Arsenal and VAR.
VAR is a good one.
But hold a second. Yeah. What did VAR do today? VAR actually helped Liverpool. So what is Dalton saying?
It exists for Dalton. And
that's the thing. Like, the only time we can ever say anything good about VAR is when we don't talk about it. Like, that's exactly. The best VAR week is the VAR week when we say nothing about it. Yeah. Like, we almost always hear, like, oh, it's trash.
I promise you this. 1 week, there's going to be a power outage, and the VAR machine won't start, and that will be Dalton's ball of the week. Whoever flip the grid and cut the power to the VAR machine.
All right, let's get to some of the football roundup on the field. The London Derby was a big game in the EPL. Arsenal is toothless. Danny, your thoughts on what's going on with Spurs? They were emphatic in this victory. Is this really a title contending Spurs team?
This is exactly the type of match that really was going to give me an indication of whether or not Tottenham are for real. Because we've seen them kind of mount together good stretches of play, 3, 4, 5 matches like we've seen. But we've seen them always stumble in that one key moment in that rivalry match in the North London Derby, in a big match against one of the other top 5. They always struggle right when they're on the cusp of big momentum. This week, they finally got over the hump against a trash Arsenal team. That needs to be said. Arsenal are bad. They should have won 2-0. But it's still a derby match. It's still a really important time for them, and they finally stepped up against a top team that they really needed to beat. This is the type of match that makes me think maybe Tottenham are for real. It's still going to be tough to see them really challenge Liverpool after 38 games. Are they really going to have the same level of quality, especially in the defense? However, as Kamon has already mentioned, that's probably the best striking partnership in the league. And I get that Salah is good. I get that Firmino's good. But, I mean, with the form that they're in, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane are an absolute fantastic combination. They know the way each other plays. That's going to be a very tough team to stop, especially with the way they score goals. This week showed me Tottenham very much could be a title contender, and that surprises me.
All right. Good thing we don't give out titles after 11 games in the EPL. Come on, and Junior, Heung-min Son, and in the post-match press conference, Jose Mourinho said he would like to congratulate Mikel Arteta for very good tactics. Is what Jose Mourinho smoking something? Come on, where was the impressive tactics?
Well, that's what he is, though. I think he was being sarcastic.
He being facetious, huh?
Yeah, I think he was. I really do.
So he cannot win humbly.
Not. We're talking about the special one. Let's be real. There's nothing humble about the special one. Even when he's supposed to be nice, he's cheeky.
Yes,
I don't know if we were watching the same game because there was no tactics for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Even though, and this is the worrying part for Jose, he needs to worry about, and yes, possession does not win games, but in the second half, I think Tottenham had 28% possession.
Yeah.
And so, they have to be a little bit more, mindful of closing out games. That's where their problem is. I mean, they'll attack early, but then as the game progresses, then you see them kind of like fall off. And if Arsenal was a better team, I think the scoreline would have been better. I don't know if Arteta is watching the same videos that we watch, but yes, Tottenham can be a part of the bus team, but the counter is where they catch you on. And I think Arsenal did not really, press Spurs like that, even though they had possession. I love Willian, and I'm happy that Arsenal took Willian from Chelsea. But I think this is where they need to bring back a Ozil to see if they can right the ship.
Okay. Junior Pringle, brethren, I think you have Arsenal winning the league.
I have them finishing in the top 2.
Are you sticking with that?
I'm going to stick to it. But the thing that annoys me about football is how simple the good coaches make it be, and then we can tell when that coach is inexperienced. Jose is doing nothing special other than having 2 players that have the ability to play 2 positions at the same time. Now, every World Cup cycle, teams fall in love with specific formations. I remember when 4-4-2 was like the big thing. Everybody plays 4-4-2. Then it became the 4-1-2-1-2. Now everybody's playing 4-3-3. And Jose is simply saying, oh, you want to play 4-3-3? Well, guess what? Harry Kane, I want you to stand right in between the last defender and the midfielder. Song, I want you to stand right in between the winger and the wing back. And whichever one of you guys pick up the ball, the other one make a darting run. And you are making a run from an empty space. It is one of the... It's one of the simplest way of playing football. And the simplest solution is you switch to a 3-5-2. And you make one of those defenders trap the first guy that is running, and then you will shut Tottenham down.
Yeah.
For some reason, Arteta don't do it. I can't see Tottenham doing this against a lot of people, but hey, if it works, it works. Pack the box, and you have one of your players pick up the ball and the other one make a darting run.
Yeah.
When you're tired, we'll have Bale and we'll have the Brazilian.
Yeah, Lucas Moura.
Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
So it's a simple way of playing football. We have two players in Dambale. When you are there, depending on you, Sissoko, we're depending on you to release the pressure, and then we'll play football. He can win the league like that, but it's going to take Sissoko playing the way he is.
Yeah.
It's going to take Lloris keeping the defense organized, and Heiberg. It's going to take him playing out of his position or playing defensive midfield and start playing defense from the middle of the field. Yeah. That's all he's doing. So it can work.
Yeah. Continuing our quick hits and try to touch some other major news. Harry Kane scored his 250th goal for club and country. Quickly, come on, is he the best striker or second best striker in the world? No.
In the world?
Yeah.
Whatever you smoke, you step away from it. Let us not be carried away.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I can only think of Robert Lewandowski. No.
I don't know if Harry Kane is in top 5.
Okay.
If you really think about it. Is he one of the best strikers in the English Premier League? Yes.
Okay.
But the world is taking it a little bit too.
All right.
Back me up, Junior. Back me up.
Alan, Lewandowski, the biter. I can keep going.
Okay. All right. I digress. All right, trying to touch some other major news that took place in the EPL and around the world of football. Chelsea Football Club looks impressive. Come on, when are you going to give Frank Lampard some credit? They defeated Sevilla 4-0 emphatically, and yesterday they taught Bielsa a lesson 3-1.
I'll give Lampard his props when I see better man management.
What more you need?
What more I need? Let us see. Listen, if he starts Tommy next game, then we can talk about this again on Sunday. But I'm not into Frank and his man management. Let us see what he does going forward. And then we can talk. I mean, come on now.
Bad mind don't fit you, come on. Bad mind
I don't want to jinx it. Benton, I don't want to jinx it. Just relax and make my side just go on, man. I don't want to jinx it.
Junior and Danny, come on, doesn't want to give Frank Lampard credit, but surely you guys will. Danny?
I mean, yeah, I think he deserves a lot more credit than Kimon is giving, and to be honest. And I mean, man management that makes no sense to make that argument because no one's managing their men well at all. That's the entire Premier League. First of all, because they have
Klopp is managing.
Well, Klopp has like 40 good players. Like, it's Liverpool. They have like 4 teams worth of quality players. The rest of the league doesn't have that. I think Klopp might be an exception, but he's also a little bit fortunate to be at the club that he is. But the entire rest of the league, they either don't have the players to be able to do that, or they're doing it poorly. So, I mean, to say that Lampard is managing his players poorly and that's why you're not giving him credit, that's a bit harsh for me. I think outside of that, with what really matters as far as getting results on the pitch, that's what he's doing right now. I think he deserves credit for that.
I guess Kamala don't want to jinx it. Maybe that's why she's reluctant to give him.
Yeah, I think as a fan, she's trying to find some excuses. Maybe.
Yes, I think secretly she's celebrating Frank Lampard under the quiet. Junior, Liverpool, big up Liverpool Football Club. Come on, Junior, big up Liverpool Football Club.
Big up Liverpool Football Club. They are the reigning champions. I mean, they're playing on a high. I don't know. I think this is Klopp's best coaching job ever, because he's doing something with a team that he has no business doing. I mean, Liverpool could easily have lost a game, like lost against Wolves, and we will say, because of the injuries, because of this, because of that. But despite all of that, they are still finding ways to win and win handsomely. It's not even like we're going to cheat and sneak and park the bus and get a one goal or whatever. They are beating teams, and Klopp has a plug and play system where he might just look at the bench and say, "You, I don't know who the hell you are. I don't know why are you wearing 66, but go play on the right way." And he's going to play just like Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not 66. I think 66 Trent Arnold, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I want to ask you quickly, before we move on to another game, Jurgen Klopp seems to have benched Adrian. I thought he was a number 2 for the kid, Keller, who started in the Champions League, and he started him today. I mean, he just ruthless in terms of making those decisions, it seems. Come on. I think there's more method to that madness. I remember Klopp is a former player. Okay.
And I think what he's doing, I mean, that could have been the most stable position for Liverpool, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you are making everybody feel uncomfortable, naturally other players already feel uncomfortable because you have some people playing in a new position. And I think he's seeing the benefit of competition. He's seeing the benefit of players knowing that this position is up for grabs because Thiago is injured. Or this position is up for grabs because VVD is injured. So you hear me, Adrian, you have to earn your spot too, so nobody's position is safe. And I think that is what Liverpool is playing. Liverpool is playing off nobody expects us to be where we are right now. And also nobody's position is safe. Anybody can come in and play. We're playing good. Make you say time. And I think he's giving that to Adrian. So
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, and Junior is right. I mean, like, he's like, what am I to lose? Junior said it perfectly. If he lost the Wolves today, then Liverpool fans would say, "Oh, we're riddled with injuries." So I just think he has nothing to lose. He just needs to experiment. And as you say, he's calculated. So, the kid did very well today.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty good. Before we step away from the EPL, Manchester United, Danny, your assessment of what's going on with Manchester United. Do you think that they will challenge into the Champions League spot? I don't think they're a title contender, but what do you think about what Ole is doing at Manchester United?
No, I agree they're not title contenders. Every year I'm just perpetually, eternally confused by Manchester United because they'll put together a few good matches. It's a lot like Tottenham. But I feel like there's this expectation, like Man U is in all the history that there's this big club, like they're supposed to win titles. And maybe they are, but they've not shown any consistency. So for me, I look at Man United and I say, well, Bruno Fernandes, fantastic player. We've mentioned him already. Quality player. The defense is okay. The midfield is solid. But, I mean, they don't have that strike partnership that Tottenham has right now. They don't have that lethal combination of every week they're going to go out there and score probably 3 or 4 goals between the two of them. Really, all it is Bruno, to be honest. And maybe that's a bit harsh on some of the other strikers. I know Marcus Rashford is there. He's a quality player too. But as a team, they don't score goals the same way that other clubs do in the top flight, especially when they play higher level opposition in defense. I don't think that they have the star power to consistently, over 38 games, stay in that hunt. Maybe they find a Europa League spot. Maybe they sneak into that 4th spot and get a Champions League spot. That would probably be deserved if they play well over the rest of the season. But definitely not guaranteeing it. And I could see them also falling out of Europe as well. You have no idea with this Manchester United team.
Yeah, it's an anomaly. It's not an anomaly,
really
but
is.
it's puzzling or enigmatic at the Empire. All right, let's get ready to preview and predict some games. Before we get to preview and predict some games. Come on, quickly, your Barcelona team. You spoke about them. What is going on with this outfit?
Well, and all of a sudden, it's my Barcelona team. It's not your Barcelona team.
Not anymore. Come on, not anymore.
The dumb ship. I just don't know. I don't know. And before the season started with all the madness, we talked about the pieces that they got rid of and the pieces that they allowed to stay. I still don't think a Busquets and a PK is actually what we need right now. Coutinho is okay. I didn't understand, what he was doing yesterday. For me, if Griezmann is an absolute baller when he plays for France, I have no idea why we think he's a baller when he plays for Barcelona. And when you talk about Martin, and you're talking about, Martin is coming into his own, Barcelona is a complete and utter party shop. We have come to expect mediocre football from them, and we can't rely on Messi anymore because he's one man. And if we're in modern times now where everybody sit down and watch film, if you take Messi out of the game, we really don't have anybody who we can depend on. We love Dembele, but he's not consistent. And that's the problem. At this big football club, at this high level of football, we need consistency. And that's not what we're getting.
And I want to quickly, before we get to preview, Danny and Junior, interim president of Barcelona, Carlos Tosquez, said that if he was in charge in the summer, he would have let Lionel Messi go from an economic standpoint. You guys agree with that sentiment?
Ooh, controversy. That's really all we're getting from Barcelona right now. But I mean, talking about the president, I mean, first of all, why the heck do you say that? Like, dude, what are you doing? Is he right? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but you don't say that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's clear to me that he does not care about actually being president when they actually have the election.
Yes.
Like, he does not care at all. Like, I feel like he doesn't even care about Barcelona at this point. It's crazy because, again, you don't say that. But is he right? Absolutely. I think with the level of debt that Barcelona are in, I didn't realize. I was researching a little bit about after I heard those comments from him. I'm like, well, how bad is it really? And I mean, it's millions of dollars. Like, literally, the roof in the Camp Nou is crumbling, and they can't even repair the stadium.
Okay, it's man, insane. Don't go far with the roof now.
That's what I'm saying, man. But it seems like that. Like, they can't even fix their own facilities.
We have buckets to catch the water.
But they're gonna be playing out there. There's just gonna be a bucket like in front of the goalpost. Like, it's gonna be. That's the thing. They're in shambles completely. And so they should have while they could have. Now they're not going to get any price for him. He's just going to leave on a free transfer, and he's going to leave with bad blood. They should have handled so many things better, but the selling of Messi and the handling of Messi is the number one on that list of bad things that they did.
Junior, I know you want to chime in quickly. Go ahead, celebrate, because I know you don't like the ball.
It's 2 years too late. Messi should have been gone 2 years ago. I mean, it is what it is.
Let's mute his mic. Family.
Barcelona is known for being ruthless when it comes to their great players, and you pass the torch. The torch should have been passed to Neymar. He should have been gone. It is what it is. It's 2 years.
Who would have bought Messi though for the ridiculous fees that they were asking?
So what?
Who would have buy them? Who would have buy Messi?
Man City is already backing up the Brinks truck for January. It is almost a foregone conclusion right now that he's going to Manchester City.
I don't know how Man City is so lucky, but one of these days, them luck go run out. When them go court, them luck go run out.
He should have been a Manchester City player 2 years ago. It should for the good of Barcelona. I mean, I don't hate Messi. I'm being realistic. Ronaldinho was let go. Rivaldo was let go. Romario was let go. All of these
even Diego was let go.
Diego was let go. Ronaldo was let go. I can go down the list. Why wasn't
Messi let go? But you know what? Maybe Messi, maybe them owe Messi some money. Maybe Messi give them a personal loan.
Maybe.
I mean, and they can't cut him. So maybe. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, they should have. But I think people associate Barcelona with Messi, and I think they were banking on that. I just think if Real Madrid and Cristiano Ronaldo can part, I think the same thing could have been done with Messi. But as I said, too late.
All right, let's.
I'm not gonna make any money. It's just bad business overall.
Yeah. Let's preview some games coming down the pike. Quickly, weekly predictions. We got Champions League games coming up. Let's quickly go over the Champions League group. We have Group A up. Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid seems to have wrapped that up. But Group B seems to be intriguing. We're approaching match day 6. Inter Milan needs a victory against Shakhtar. Real Madrid most definitely need a victory against Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach seems to be in a spot of bother. Who do you guys will think will make it out of this Group B in terms of these 3 teams?
This is interesting to me. I did not expect it to be this close. First of all, Shakhtar always surprised me. I always think, oh, they'll have a bad season this year. But they're always very competitive out of Ukraine, and obviously the rest of Ukraine is horrible. But Shakhtar have a lot of money, and they've signed some really good players over the years. They had Fred for a long time. Anderson was also a fantastic player. They have a really good history with attacking midfielders especially, and they play a really good brand of football. And so they surprised a lot of people. They're in a position to where they could go through. Personally, I don't see it. I see Mönchengladbach finishing things up. They're a very consistent side. They have a good track record, especially this year in the Champions League, of winning the important matches. I think they'll go through. And for me, I see Inter also moving through.
So wait, hold on, Danny. Are you implying that Real Madrid is going to play Europa football?
Listen, I mean, at this point, they might, and it's crazy to say that, but I don't see them beating Mönchengladbach this week. And if they don't beat Mönchengladbach, I don't see them going through. I think it's going to happen.
Ooh-wee! Come on, Junior. Surely Real Madrid ain't playing Europa League.
I agree. And after this weekend, I agree. I really
Karim
agree.
Benzema was back. They defeated they won 1-0 in LaLiga. So I mean, Junior.
The own goal.
Real Madrid takes goal anyhow. Come on, doesn't matter if they score it or.
Well, and who did they play? Who did they beat?
Sevilla.
Is it Sevilla? Yeah, they defeated Sevilla 1-0.
Yeah, and that's the same Sevilla that lost 4-0 in the Champions League. So I mean.
But this is the Lopetegui coach Sevilla who was running hot. Junior, surely you don't think Real Madrid is going to go to the Europa League, Junior?
Yeah, Real Madrid and might be crazy, but Shakhtar and Real Madrid, I think, are going to go through.
That seems more.
I do think Shakhtar is going to draw with Inter Milan at least. They're going to get a positive result.
Yeah,
I think Mönchengladbach, they might get a little bumholitis going to the mighty Spain to play Real Madrid. Their bumholes might get a little tight.
Yeah, they have to go to Spain to try to win, to get points out of it.
And let me say this too. You overlooked Group A where you said Atletico Madrid and Bayern has this wrapped up.
Yeah, I did.
Atletico, it has to go to RB Salzburg. And if they lose that game, Atletico will be playing Europa League.
Yeah, Marsh and Salzburg, I think they drew 2-2 in the opposing match. So, interesting match.
Jesse March is actually a very good manager, and people don't give him a lot of credit.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Salzburg could very well surprise Atletico.
Yeah, going. But I believe in Cholo. I believe in Cholo. Atletico Madrid will scratch and claw their way to a draw in that game, at least.
All right.
Yeah, I think so too.
At least, so Group C is already locked up. Man City is already through. Group D, Liverpool, Atalanta, and Ajax. So the Liverpool is already through. Atalanta, Ajax. I mean, which of these two will actually make it through for you guys? This one of the two will make it through for you guys out of Atlanta or Ajax.
And that's a winner-take-all game. Ajax versus Atalanta in the Netherlands. I have to go with Ajax. That pedigree, I have to go with them.
So come on, Atalanta was the high-flying offensive outfit last year. What happened?
Somebody clipped their wing, and I don't know who it is. I mean, they were scoring, and then all of a sudden they're in a bit of trouble. So they're not consistent. I don't know. They're not consistent. So I am going with Ajax for real.
And then Danny, who do you think will go through?
I'm going to go with Atalanta, actually. Ajax have disappointed me this year. I was so excited to see them make such a cool run last year, but they're not the same team. They've lost, obviously, two of their three big players, and that's taken a big toll. You look at Van de Beek, who's gone. He was the heart of that midfield. Without him, they don't have a whole lot of attacking prowess like they did before. Now it's just kind of back to a bunch of youngsters who have a lot of potential, and that's just not the same. I think Atalanta are more experienced. I think they're better primed for that position of win or go home. I think they'll move through.
Yeah. And in Group E and F, Chelsea's already through. Group F, Borussia Dortmund, Lazio, and Club Brugge. Now, Lazio versus Club Brugge will be the decider for the next place. I mean, I envision that Lazio might find a way to navigate and move on, right?
I mean, Lazio have been inconsistent too. If we want to say Atalanta's inconsistent, Lazio's even worse.
Yeah, but Lazio was inconsistent because they COVID test related inconsistency.
Yeah, that's true. They're also a little overrated.
Well, it depends on the lab.
Even without the COVID tests, they don't have a whole. I mean, we're talking about Club Brugge, so it's not like there's a whole lot of quality that they're playing against. But and I think they'll go through, but it's not necessarily a cakewalk just because Lazio is not really that great for me.
Yeah. Come on, and Junior, you guys going with Lazio making it through?
I got that.
Yeah. And in Group G and H, Group H is where the real Junior, can you Manchester United make it through? They go to Germany to face Leipzig. What will Oli do?
In Group G, the biggest game.
We don't care about Group G, Junior.
Listen. The biggest game for the week, it happens in Group G when Dynamo Kiev play that other team, right?
Okay.
You're playing for Europa League. For I can't remember Ferencváros.
Oh
that
yeah, from
game
Hungary.
is so pivotal for the money for these teams to play in the Europa League. I'm just saying. That's
yes, excellent point, Junior. Now, can you get to the PS?
As Manchester United, let me tell you something. I am 1,000,000% confident that Benjamin Button is going to take his Advil and he's going to get it right. They can't help but attack. And any team that attack Manchester United going to get run off the field. I promise you. It's going to be goals. Might finish 4-2, might finish 5-3. It's going to be like a testimonial. It's going to be a lot of goals.
Come on, and Danny. I mean, surely RB Leipzig at home. They just drew 3-3 with Bayern Munich. Surely they made a deep run into the Champions League last year. Surely they're not going to lose to a soft soap Manchester United team at home.
I agree exactly with that logic, Ben. I think that especially being at home, especially coming off the good form of the 3-3 draw with Bayern, you don't just score 3 goals against Bayern Munich. That's the thing. They are one of the best defensive squads in the entire world. They proved that last year, winning the entire Champions League. They're still just as good now. They really didn't lose anybody from that back line. And to score 3 goals against them really means something. I agree that it's going to be a high-scoring affair, but I like Leipzig's attack to score more than Manchester United's in a high-flying game like that, especially in Leipzig. I think they take that one and go through.
Come on, I mean, come on.
Remember Manchester United love playing away from home.
Junior, just relax yourself now and enjoy Thursday night football.
Europa League.
It's going to be your thing. Manchester United cannot beat RB Leipzig. Cannot. It's not going to happen. It's not. Not when you have Fridge. So Maguire, we call Maguire the Fridge because I mean he's just good and he just stands there. There's no way. Even with a Bruno, there's no way. You don't know Junior. So Thursday night football is where your thing is going to be.
I'm betting 5 juice boxes right now. That game is finished by halftime.
Hey, you might have a deal. What flavor of juice box though? That's important.
Whatever flavor you like.
Make it 6. Make it 6 and have a deal.
I'm betting 6 juice boxes. Finished by halftime.
Hey, can we put some plantains in there too? That's what I really need.
I got you.
I need those like fried plantains, like the sweet ones, like the yellow. That's what I need. Look, I lived in Costa Rica for like 2 months, and that was like my favorite thing Like they call them like plátanos maduros in Costa Rica. That stuff is fantastic.
Junior got you because his team's gonna lose. He got you.
Good,
yeah,
good.
I don't see how Manchester United go. They can surprise us, but I don't see how they go to Leipzig and win that game.
And I mean, listen, it's possible, but I think it's so much more likely, especially in an attacking match like that. Leipzig has the upper hand for me.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up the show. We're running a little bit close to the clock, and we're about to do Yawd Ballas before we exit. Quickly, I want to hear your quick thoughts on the Manchester Derby next week before we go to Yawd Ballas. Manchester Derby is the big game in the EPL. Both teams are pushing up to the Champions League spot. City seems to be fine. Quickly, Junior, you're coming off the RB Leipzig game. Will you guys beat City on Saturday? Junior.
I think it's a draw game.
There'll be a draw game. Come on, Man City versus Manchester United next Saturday. Quickly, your thoughts.
I don't think City is going to beat Manchester United. They just don't have them. I don't think they have the firepower. I mean, I just don't think it's likely. So I'm going to give the win to Man U.
Oh, really? Really? Manchester City with their high-priced defenders. Surely, Danny, they can find a way. Pep is rounding. His team is round the corner. Your thoughts?
I don't know. It's easy to look at the win against Fulham and think, 5-1. Surely they'll score like 3 or 4 against Man United. But, I mean, that's Fulham playing poorly, and I don't think – I agree with Junior. They don't really necessarily have the firepower. Or maybe Kamon said that they don't really have the firepower to score that many against Man United. I see a 1-1 draw. I think there's a lot less goals in it than people think there will be. And I think Man United, coming off their loss against Leipzig, now that we've defined that, I think they'll have a little bit more pep in their step. They'll be determined to get something out of that game. I see a 1-1 draw.
And if Manchester United is coming off a loss against Leipzig, they might be mentally broken. Sorry about that. Come on, let's swing to Yawd Ballas before we wrap up the show. Romario Williams is on his way to Egypt to join Low.
Amen. But before we do that, though, Columbus Crew just beat New England Revolution 1-0 to win the Eastern Conference final. So they're on their way to the MLS Cup. So Romario is joining Damian in Egypt, which I think is a good link up because Romario is fast, pacey, and he can, score goals. So he signed a 2-year deal. So that's kind of good because then you have, a friend there, speak the same language, eat the same food, and hang out together. So I see big things for Damian and Romario. Nico Brett, his contract at Birmingham Legion has been extended. Corey Burke's extension of Philly is a 2-year contract. Khadija Shaw scored a brace in a 2-1 win. She's now on 13 goals, and I really see Khadija making a jump to a better team than the French league. Leon Bailey started and had an assist in a 3-0 win. Schalke is not even good, so I don't know what's going on with them. Malik Foster, he's the young man that got shot the other day. I mean, he is recovering well enough for him to ply his trade again in Sacramento because he, played there before in USL. Inter Miami has declined Alvas Paul's contract, so he's a free agent. He's looking for a new club. DC United declined O'Neal Fisher's option as well. He's a free agent, or they can just renegotiate their contract. Andre Lewis, he resigned with the Switchbacks in USL. Kevin Lambert is still in Phoenix. Romeo Park, his loan expired with New Mexico, and it's going to be interesting to see where he's going to go next. So, that's just what's going on in my neck of the woods.
Your neck of the woods. Danny of Small World Soccer, how can people get in touch with you? Looking forward to the content. How can people connect with you?
So the main way is Twitter. I like to Twitter is fun just because everybody's on it and you can just be as sarcastic and funny as you want. That's kind of what Small World is, super weird and fun and just kind of tongue in cheek like that. So you can find us on Twitter, SMLWLD_official. That is our official Twitter page. You can find us on our blog, smallworldsoccer.home.blog. That's where all our written content comes out. And our podcast is on Spotify and all the other major podcasts. It's just called Small World Soccer Report. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Looking forward to the content. I'm looking forward to see you at the games this coming spring, Danny, as we go through this COVID stuff. Junior, my brethren, time to wrap up our show. Any comments from fans that you want to highlight?
No, I got some personal takes that we're over here keeping jokes, but yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Football family, you can connect. You can connect with us on social media at Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat One on Twitter, Ball Chat on Facebook. You can email us at ballchatpodcast on gmail.com. The audio version of the show will be available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Arsenal fans, stay warm, family. Stay safe because the beating continues. And Uncle Stel, take care of KV because KV, the Arsenal fan, probably have burst a nerve. Come on, Junior. We're going on the road now.
All right, later. All right, big up, Danny.
Bye. All right, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Guys, y'all are awesome.